You are using AI wrong and it's costing you hours every week. Let me show you a simple framework I call the CEO framework to help you go from AI beginner to pro in less than 7 minutes. I've been using these tools since 2022 and I recently completed the advanced prompting course by Google. I've distilled everything I've learned with my own experience and this Google's course in this 7-minute video.
7 minutes.
It's clear, AI doesn't need prompters anymore. They need managers. And my CEO framework will help you become a fantastic AI manager. I will also give you 5 bonuses after I introduce you to my framework. So you really get this dialed in today. Let's go.
Let me guess, you're a business owner, you have 15 tabs open on your computer, you're trying to save time, you jump into chatgpt and you start typing. Write me a blog post for my pet business collection launching this winter. Make it friendly with typos and all. And you get this generic fluffy bullshit. And what happens next? You let out that FMSL sigh. You spend the next 20 minutes copy-pasting this. You're not saving time. You've just given yourself a new frustrating job. The right way is being a CEO, a manager, giving a clear brief to a smart, autonomous employee. And you must make this shift now because the tools themselves are changing rapidly. It's November 2025 and all the models now are agentic systems. They aren't built just to answer your simple question. They are built to take you to your goal and make their plan to get you there. This is the big secret from Google's AI course, which I completed recently. It's not about magic prompts anymore, it's about managing these new models. Google's framework is called the TCREI framework. It's great if you're an engineer, but if you're a business owner like me, you need the CEO framework. Let's put that to work. Let's say you run a simple Shopify e-commerce store. Maybe you should run a prompt like this. Give me 5 Facebook ad headlines, less than 10 words for a new winter collection coming out next month. And what you get is generic garbage. Warm looks, cool vibes coming this winter. But let's put the CEO framework to use. First C. C stands for context. This is the who. Who is the AI and who is the customer? So instead of writing, give me 5 Facebook headlines, you start by giving the AI a context. In this case, act as a direct response copywriter who can write highly converting copy that persuades and inspires action. So this gives the AI a role. The second part of the C is who you're writing this for. So in this case, you're writing copy for pregnant women who are looking for new winter collection that makes them look stylish and pregnant. So you've given the AI a role and you've given it a direction on who to focus on. The second is the E. E stands for expectation. You want to talk about the exact deliverable that you expect the AI to give you. In this case, your task is to write 5 Facebook ad headlines that are bulleted under 10 words. You see that I'm making it very clear how I'm expecting the output. The third is O. O stands for objective. This is the why, the business goal. So in this case, the goal is to get clicks on a new winter collection landing page for a 15% off sale. So boom, all of a sudden you're going to see that you're going to get a much better output. Winter just got warmer. Stylish maternity wear 15% off. I like that. Stay glowing mama, new winter collection. I like that too. So all of a sudden you see that the output is much more sharper with just following this basic CEO prompting style. So this isn't a prompt. This is a brief. This brief took you extra 10 seconds to write, but it saves you 10 to 20 minutes of editing, that robotic garbage on the other side. But maybe this brief gets you only to 70% of the output you're looking for. This is where you really step into the manager role and use the CEO mindset. This is what separates the prompters from the managers. Prompters live and die by one shot. They fire off one prompt, get a whatever answer, and spend the next 20 minutes editing it. That is the old broken way. As a CEO of your AI, your real management playbook starts here. This brings us to the 5 management techniques or bonus techniques that I promised at the start of the video that builds on your CEO framework. The first technique is the antidote to the one-shot prompting. It's called the first draft rule. The biggest mistake is the one and done. You get 70% of a good answer and you either give up or you waste 20 minutes of your time editing it. So the mindset shift is for you to understand that your AI is a tireless employee who loves revisions. My favorite technique to add to my reply here is 4 magic words. Think step by step. So let's look at this output. I think it's a good start, but the tone is weak. I want to make it slightly shorter. So I'm going to say make it 20% shorter, use a more premium exclusive tone, and add a clear call to action about the 15% off. Think step by step in your output. So now all of a sudden you see the AI outputting how it's thinking, which makes you understand how to manage it better. Okay, so now you can iterate, but how do you get it to sound like you and not a robot? And this brings me to technique number 2, the brand voice clone. The wrong way, the lazy way, is to use vague tone words, like make it friendly, be professional, add some luxury. The AI is friendly, but not your type of friendly. So you stop telling the AI to act a certain way and you start showing it how to act. You can do this in 2 ways. Let's use a new example. Say you're a local real estate agent. Your brand is all about being trusted, knowledgeable, and part of the local community. So you're going to feed the AI your tone of voice. Watch me do it. So you're going to say, act as a brand voice expert. I'm going to give you 3 examples of my best writing, and you're going to give it 3 examples from your blog, from your email, from your about page. And then you're going to say, analyze the tone and then reply when you're ready. You will write all future content in that exact style. We will be creating an email campaign together. So now you see that the AI is ready for you to go. The second way to do the brand voice clone is to create a new project. And in this new project, you can upload all your files from your website, from your past email campaigns and so on, and give it the CEO prompt. And when you do that, watch your results soar. Boom! Now you just cloned your brand's DNA. You now have an agent that can iterate with you and can sound like you. This is technique number 3, the virtual expert stress test. You don't ask the AI, you assign it a role, a critical one, and you force it to challenge your assumptions. Let's try a different problem. Say you're a freelance designer and you're terrified of pricing your new brand package. So you're going to start off the prompt by giving it a role. In this case, I ask it to be a value-based pricing consultant. You specialize in creative freelancers and your core belief is that 99% of them drastically undercharge, which is true. I'm launching a new brand package for e-commerce startups. It includes a logo, a color palette, and a one-page style guide. I'm thinking of charging $1,000. Give me the top 3 reasons why this is a bad idea and if I'm leaving money on the table. Be blunt. Do not sugarcoat. Tell me what I should be anchoring the price to instead. You see the difference? You're not going to get it depends. You're going to get a masterclass in value. The AI says the $1,000 price is a terrible idea. You're not just leaving money on the table. You're setting the whole table on fire. You're thinking like an employee trading time for a check, not a business partner creating an asset. You're pricing your inputs, not their outcome, which is completely true. You're positioning yourself as a commodity. You're selling deliverables, not a business value. You're selling a list of files. So the perceived value anchor is what's the average price of the product you're selling. If they say it's $150, my job is to create a brand that makes your $150 product look like it's worth $200 or more. Or the cost of failure anchor. What happens if you get this wrong? You'll have to redo your website, your packaging, and all your ads. Your price is the insurance policy against a catastrophic $50,000 mistake. So the AI asked me to price my service at $7,500, which is a fair pricing if you're a pretty good brand agency. The next 2 techniques I'm about to show you are what separates the amateurs from the pros in 2025. You force it to think step by step before it's allowed to give you the final output. This results in a much more accurate, logical output. So here the prompt is, I need to decide between spending $5,000 on Instagram followers or $5,000 on Facebook ads for my store. List the pros and cons for each platform from a premium visual brand targeting millennials. You see how clear the prompt is? Second, analyze the likely cost of acquisition for a $75 product. Third, based on that analysis, provide your final recommendation. See? No more it depends answer. You get a structured breakdown with cost per lead, flexibility, and risk. You get a beautiful table with pros and cons, and you actually get an answer you can use to make a real decision. This brings us to our last technique, technique number 5. The CEO's move is to reframe your abstract complex problem as a simple physical problem from a completely different high-stakes field. So instead of that stuck prompt, you're going to give it this prompt instead. So the magic reframe prompt would be, act as an ER trauma surgeon. My patient is an angry customer with a critical support ticket. My ER team is my small support staff. Explain step by step the triage, the handoff process you use to stabilize the patient in record time with 0 errors. I have modern state-of-the-art technology. So now with this magic reframe, you won't get improved communication, build a chatbot. You'll get triage. You'll get escalation protocols. You'll get clear roles, clear handoffs. You'll start getting a real actionable plan that you can implement for your customer support workflow. You've unlocked the AI creative machine by reframing the problem using our magic reframe technique. Now you've got all the 5 techniques under the CEO framework, but I'll give you one bonus move. That's what you do when you're at 99% and you want to take your output to 100%. So let's say you've used the CEO framework and a couple of the techniques to get to 99%. So you take that 99% output from each of the models and you give it to each other with this sentence. So this is me taking the Gemini output and adding to it, act as a world-class, ruthless, direct response copywriter. I'm going to give you an ad headline draft from my other copywriter. Your job is to find 3 weaknesses in its logic, tone, or call to action. Give me your final output that is twice more persuasive, right? I'm going to take the output from Gemini, give it to GPT, and I'm going to do the same from GPT to Gemini. And now you have two AIs fighting it against each other to give you an output that is twice persuasive. So let's bring this all home. Stop writing prompts and start managing agents. The one-shot wish is dead. This is the new playbook for 2025. You have the CEO framework to set clear goals. You have the first draft rule to iterate, the brand voice clone to stay authentic, the virtual expert to challenge you and give you better advice, the logic lockdown to force a clear output, and the magic reframe to unlock creativity. Don't just watch the video, use it. If you want my full AI agent playbook, comment the word agent below and I'll know to make that my next video for you.